Welcome back to the second channel, where it's more thoughts and feels and reflections and opinions, since the facts and true performance stuff is all covered in depth over on the main channel, and of course on the website gbgunsdepot.com. And Tactic Kitty is here. I think she wants shower water. Anyone else's cat just go crazy for shower water? Like, she will yell at me until I turn on the shower and then turn it off so she can race in and lick the stuff off the floor. Anyways, back to tough guy gun stuff. This is the SPS Pantera. It is a double stack 9mm 1911 from before they were trendy for carry and everyday use. This was a competition gun back when that was the place that you saw double stack 1911s. I had the opportunity to try this as a reviewer back when only about a dozen or so were imported each year. SPS was originally a Spanish company. The Metro Arms company out of Philippines bought the rights and the name and builds these things. And as I understood it, you've got American Classic, Metro Arms, and SPS. And those are sort of the three tiers of the Smiths and three levels of attention to detail that went into the guns. As I've been told, the SPS guys are your graybeard experts, and they build fantastic guns. See if the action sound will come through well for you. Super, super smooth. You see we've got a full-length aluminum, this is aluminum frame, I guess, and of course polymer grip, but full-length aluminum without any pick slots. That's to add extra nose weight. That plus bull barrel plus a really, really nice trigger. And a red fiber optic sight, adjustable target rear sight. Yeah, I know it's not red dot ready, it's not modern trend. This is an older model. Made this thing just a dream to shoot. It's very nose heavy, and for me, at the time when I encountered this and was learning to shoot, this became a gun that I could really do doubles on. Hammered pairs and have them be close, or controlled pairs and have them be right on top of each other. In fact, I did one of my earliest videos on the main channel, like maybe 2016, maybe 2017, did a video on how to double tap, and I used this thing because it helped so much and enabled. And of course, if you're going to do a video on how to do something like that, you better do a good job, so might as well have a gun for it. So this pistol, for me, sort of reinvigorated interest in the 1911, or at least appreciation for it. Before I really knew what I was looking at, I got to experience having extra muzzle weight from a full-length dust cover without rail slots in it, because those rail slots remove weight, and the benefits of a bull barrel, just being extra weight up front that is not reciprocating. It's also got a full-length steel guide rod. Spectacular gun, beautifully made. They are still imported. I believe TriStar Arms has them. I don't know what the quantities are that come in. They are not inexpensive, and they weren't back when I did this. But spectacular gun, and it uses, of course, the standard or old school double stack 9mm 1911 mags that also work for 38 Super. So Staccato and brands like that have made them more popular, more mainstream. Those mags work in this thing. But it is just a spectacular piece, and that hard chrome finish and rich black, I think, just looks super sharp as well. It's just a neat looking gun, awesome thing. It was one of my early articles for Amaland when I wrote for them. I called it, of course, 5 Minutes Alone with the SPS Pantera, because Pantera, right? Spectacular piece. It has been something that, like, when I look at, say, a Bull Armory, this is an EDC model, so also aluminum, but it's got a shorter dust cover and, of course, pick slots in it, because this is meant to be carried. But I appreciate guns like this and understand the sacrifices, the compromises between these two. There's also a 4 1/4 inch barrel, which makes it a lot easier to carry than a 5-incher. At least for me. I mean, we're all different in our comfort thresholds. I would never carry this thing. The trigger's a bit too light and ready, and it's also a very heavy gun when unloaded. I can't imagine what it's like loaded on a holster on your belt. But yeah, neat piece. since I understand not everyone can get their hands on a super fancy gun very easily, I guess a way to parallel it would be, you've always driven normal cars and average guy cars, and then somebody gives you a ride in or lets you drive something fancy, something like a luxury sports car kind of thing. And at that point, you feel different about driving from then on. Even if you were a driving enthusiast beforehand, like getting in a truly tuned street machine makes driving feel different, and it makes you look at everything you do driving wise differently. The Pantera was that for guns with me. Ironically, I've never competed with it. I stopped competing after I moved to Oregon. It cost too much and was too gamey for me. Like, this was obviously built for competition and has some things to give advantage to it. It's still, to me, at its roots, a carryable gun. I mean, the trigger's finer and the weight is heavier. Those are the things that make it a competition gun. But at its roots, it's a double stack 911. I get that. The guns that I was running up against in competition were full out competition guns that were completely impractical for anything outside of competition. And it bothered me that the P in USPSA and IPSC stood for practical, and yet the winning equipment wasn't. At least in my opinion. Nothing wrong with the shooting sports. I appreciate them, and if it weren't for races, we wouldn't have better cars. If it weren't for races, we wouldn't have better guns. I totally get that. Technology hand-me-down philosophy. But as a competitor, I wanted to use a regular street gun, and I did. And as a result, I was somewhat held back, at least at the time. Maybe I should get back into it. Maybe I should try. The local club does shoot once a month. Maybe I'll look into that. We'll see. Anyways, SPS Pantera is one of the guns that changed me and has been a big influence on my shooting journey. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.